So I said 650 is the best radio broadcast. It's because Batch is the GOAT. Just like John Garrett was the GOAT. They call the game fairly. Like when the Canucks get scored on, they still put emphasis in it.
Yeah.
Like Steven Stamkos goal.
Yeah.
And then they break down the play. They're not just like homerisms. Listening to the Tampa game, it was Dave Mishkin. Everybody knows Dave Mishkin is the guy that will blow out your eardrums anytime the Lightning score.
Yeah. Especially because they just won a couple cups and so on. Yeah.
He was god awful. Like it was like he was lulling you to sleep. And then there's a shot on net.
Okay.
Like it was, you had no idea the puck was dropped. You have no idea where the puck is.
So this was on Sirius XM.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So it was like a power play, and it was center to point, center to point, center to point, shot, center to point, center to shot, and it was like, what the fuck is going on here, dude? Yeah. And then the Carolina broadcast was just straight Carolina. Like it was, like I said, all I knew about the game was that Delia had a good game, and that was because that was the only thing they were mentioning.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was always like just all Carolina, and both broadcasts. The one thing I don't like, and this is one thing that Batch told me that he tries to never do, is call players by nicknames.
Yeah.
And so I can't. The only one that I really remember is him. He kept calling him Marty Nichas, and sure, that's not really a nickname, but that's still shortening up the name and stuff. Yeah. And he would sometimes he'd just say Marty. Marty's coming up the wing, shot. And like it was just like, dude, like you're just coming off as a straight homer here.
Yeah, there's no professionalism.
And then in the shootout, PD's Forsberg, all he said was Pettersson goes backhand, scores, and then that was it. And then it was like immediately, well, that sucks for the Hurricanes, but Peter Kochetkov had a really good game, and like blah blah, just kept going on about how the Hurricanes game was.
And then like meanwhile, I'm texting you, I'm like, oh, so nasty by PD.
Yeah, and I'm like it was just like, okay, like he went forehand, backhand. No, he did a fucking Forsberg, and the dude just like, and Pettersson scores.
Yeah.
And it was just, I don't know. It's just a terrible homerism, and it's not like the Jack Edwards homerism, which like everybody hates.
Yeah.
It was just like, I don't know, maybe a bit more subtle and less in your face, but it was still shit.
Yeah. So mine goes to a few things from the NFL weekend.
Okay.
So mine is a positive and negative. So I will start with negative.
Okay.
Brett Maher. Okay. The kicker for the Dallas Cowboys, who missed 4 extra points in a row.
Yep.
Extra points, for those that don't know, are the gimme kicks. Yep. They're the gimme kicks. They're the close, like 32 yards.
Yep.
You get a free kick, essentially, after scoring the touchdown if you want to. And I want to say every kicker is like 95% likely going to get it based on their records. And he missed 4 in a row.
In the playoffs.
I've only heard of one dude missing 2 in a row in the same game before. One time.
Yeah.
So for him, when he hit the third, I was like, what the hell? Like, this is absolutely amazing. It's so funny. And then I was like, no way the fourth happens. Like, okay, this is the one time that it was 3. But no, then he hits 4. And it was like, what the hell? And like, just every time it panned to Jerry Jones, and he's like, what the hell? Like, you know, and it's like, if this wasn't an absolute destroying of the Bucks game, it would have been amazing. It would have been just a legendary failure.
Lose by 4 points.
Yeah, of some kind. But like you were you paid off? Because that's how it looked.
Well, apparently there's like some like NFL analysts and shit that are accusing him of point shaving.
Yeah, like there has to be something, because that's just insane to me. Yeah. So there's that, and then little thumbs up to this weekend. You know, you got the AFC quarterbacks all being prime in their like young age. You got, you know, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Trevor Lawrence. Mm-hmm. Trevor Lawrence being like the big, okay, it's his time coming out party, and that's really cool. And speaking of Trevor Lawrence stuff, so my thumbs up is more just like, that's awesome comeback.
Yep.
But at the same time, thumbs down to the guy who bet $1.4 million
on the Chargers
when they were up 27-0, where he could only win $11,000 based on how the odds were at that time,
Yep.
to then lose all $1.4 million. Like,
Deserves it.
so my message essentially is learn your risks and rewards when it comes to gambling.
Yep.
What on earth needed you to get that 11 grand?
He had to have owed somebody 11 grand. He had to owe some bad person 11 grand.
But he had 1.4 million.
Yep.
So it doesn't make sense. Like what reason was for this bet other than like, it'll never happen to me.
Maybe,
I can't lose this.
Maybe he lost a bet where he's hanging out with his millionaire buddies and they're like, rock, paper, scissors, you'll lose. You got to put $1.5 million on the Chargers.
You're not gonna lose, buddy, but like,
Yeah.
you might have to risk it. Yeah, but like, what world did this bet need to happen?
No world.
I'm certain, like us Joe Blows. That's like the equivalent of us say like throwing $1,000.
Yep.
On this to win $3.
Yeah.
Or some shit, $5, whatever the heck the odds are here. Like,
Yep.
it just doesn't make sense.
Some people, they shouldn't gamble, but maybe they should because they learned some valuable lessons.
Like, I hope this guy comes out better because of this.
Yeah.
I hope this is
stops
his rock
betting.
bottom and he gets better.
Yep.
Because you just shouldn't do this.
No.
In any way.
There is no need to put up over $1 million just to win 10 grand.
You want to win 10 grand? Why don't you put that money into a savings account for a couple months and you'll probably get 10 grand because there's that much in there.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. It just no reason.
nothing about this makes sense. Just
Nothing.
in general.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No. It was an awesome wild card weekend though.
It was, except last night's game. That was
last
rough.
night's game was trash.
That was rough. My favorite thing of the whole weekend, other than the comeback, because that's just awesome, was that fumble on the goal line
For the Bengals?
for the Bengals that turned into a touchdown.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Anything else you want to add before we sign off?
Nope. I'm all good.
All right. So thank you, as always, for tuning in to Nux Network, and we will see you next week.
Rest in peace, Gino.